humans. Can you all hear me? Because we have, as you can see, new prettiness in all the places. It's very exciting. It might not stay this way. We're just experimenting a bit at the moment. You're logged in as Sparrowhawk, by the way. I don't know if you can hear me because he's actually in a work meeting right now while he's... Okay, there we go. I suppose I should type the answer then. Sparrowhawk. Whoa. I spelled that really wrong, but whatever. So, yeah, we've been playing around with a lot of prettiness, as you can see. I don't know that it's going to stay like this. We're just playing for now, seeing what we can do. But let us know what you think, I guess. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, look, there's even like smoke blowing up. It's very exciting. I'm going to get distracted by like the animations on the theme we've been playing with. Anyway, hi everyone. I hope your lives are going well wherever in the world you are. We've spent most of the morning faffing about with here to watch for baddie bads. Baddie bads. We actually haven't had very many baddie bads recently. Not so many trolls around as usual. Maybe it's because I'm not sitting here jabbering away for hours like I was at one point. Thank you. Yeah, like I said, I don't know if we're going to keep it. We're just sort of trying it on for now. We'll see. But yeah, we've been playing with a lot of stuff and making logos and doing lots of fun things. So hopefully very, very soon we'll have lots of exciting new things to show you. I'm pretty excited about it. As you may be able to tell, it's quite fun. Yeah. So, I know, new things. Very cool. You'll notice that the social media bits have not actually been filled in yet. That's because we're going to have new ones that don't really exist yet. So it will get filled in once we've finished sorting all our shit out. But it's pretty exciting. Here is a link. Oh, I did that already. I did that at the top. Maybe he posted it for you, Pedicious, because you haven't caught up yet. He's hinting. He's saying, oi, go watch the things. What else do you have to do today? Aren't you stuck in your house? I'm pretty sure your kids are not at school, so you shouldn't be there either. Yeah, do the thing. Yeah, so I'm a little early today, so I'm kind of just going to blather on for a little bit. We're into week 3, I believe. Oh no, look, I'm more important than your new game. That seems very obvious to me. Unless your new game's name is Crystal. That's the only way I will accept that excuse. That wasn't even on a soapbox. He's just trying out his things, I think. You're only supposed to count the soapboxes when I'm actually on a soapbox. When Jax goes on a rant about something. New game, playtime, and research. Yeah, exactly. That's not okay. Come on, dude. Also, aren't you supposed to be a streamer? Tut tut. I've disappointed the wolf mum with your shenanigans. What game is it? Not that I'm not a gamer, so I'll probably be like, oh, cool. It's obviously very entertaining, I guess. Because that's a lot of hours, yo. That's a lot of hours. A lot of hours where you weren't doing anything else, apparently. I love the smoke, you guys. It's so atmospheric. It like whooshes in from the other corner. Whooshes in from the corner. I dig it. It's a medieval role-playing game with elements of strategy and time management. I'm being accused of soapboxing again. I know he's just experimenting. Um, Mountain. Oh, I think I've actually heard of that one. Maybe from you. Now that I think about it, I might have heard about it in the Critter Gifting the Critter NZ Discord, which is probably because you were talking about it there. That would be my guess. Well, cool. I'm glad you're having fun, but I think that you should also, yeah, I think that you should also listen to some really good literature. Can you reset it to one? I mean, I've only actually had one rant, so you should reset it to one. And then you can actually count properly. And plus to add an extra, Jax is ranting. All right, shall we read some stories? Hey, I don't know if anyone here is actually listening to the story, because everybody who has so far made themselves known has told me they're here to be supportive, but they're not actually listening to the story, because Adam should be in a meeting right now. I think he's multitasking. Shh, don't tell his boss. And Perdicious hasn't caught up because he's been playing Mountain Blade instead of listening to me read stories. All right. So we're up to chapter 13 of the Scarlet Pimpernel. Is anyone here not been following along apart from these two? Shenanigans. It's not a choice, it's a lifestyle. Yes, dear. And basically, it's set during the French Revolution. The main character, roughly, is Marguerite Blakeney, who is a French woman who has married an Englishman. And she has now been welcomed into English society. And they know that someone in their peer group is the Scarlet Pimpernel, who is this swashbuckling hero who goes wafting into France and rescues the aristocrats out from under the noses of the revolutionaries so that they don't get their heads chopped off. And Marguerite is quite an interesting character because she's kind of a Republican by politics. She supports the revolutionaries kind of politically, but she doesn't necessarily agree with their methods. And so while she supports them, she is kind of taken with this idea of the Scarlet Pimpernel because he's a hero, right? And he's like going off and rescuing people and whatnot. So she's quite torn. And then there is a character called Chauvelin, and he is the baddie. And he has come across from France to try and figure out who the Scarlet Pimpernel is so that they can chop his head off, basically. And he has enlisted her to try and help him discover the identity of the Scarlet Pimpernel. And he's using her brother, or the safety of her brother, as essentially blackmail material to convince her to help him, even though it's not really her. She doesn't want to. So, here we are. Chapter 13, Either Or. The few words which Marguerite Blakeney had managed to read on the half-scorched piece of paper seemed literally to be the words of fate. Start myself tomorrow, ... This she had read quite distinctly. Then came a blur caused by the smoke of the candle, which obliterated the next few words. But, right at the bottom, there was another sentence, which was now standing clearly and distinctly like letters of fire before her mental vision. If you wish to speak to me again, I shall be in the supper-room at 1 o'clock precisely. The whole was signed with the hastily scrawled little device, a tiny star-shaped flower, which had become so familiar to her. 1 o'clock precisely. It was now close upon 11. The last minuet was being danced, with Sir Andrew Ffoulkes and beautiful Lady Blakeney leading the couples. Through its delicate and intricate figures, close upon 11, the hands of the handsome Louis XV clock upon its ormolu bracket seemed to move along with maddening rapidity. 2 hours more, and her fate and that of Armand would be sealed. In 2 hours she must make up her mind whether she will keep the knowledge so cunningly gained to herself, and leave her brother to his fate, or whether she will wilfully betray a brave man, whose life was devoted to his fellow men, who was noble, generous, and above all, unsuspecting. Sorry. It seemed a horrible thing to do, But then there was Armand. Armand too was noble and brave. Armand too was unsuspecting. And Armand loved her, would have willingly trusted his life in her hands, and now, when she could save him from death, she hesitated. Oh, it was monstrous. Her brother's kind, gentle face, so full of love for her, seemed to be looking reproachfully at her. You might have saved me, Margot, he seemed to say to her, and you chose the life of a stranger, a man you do not know, whom you have never seen, and preferred that he should be safe, whilst you sent me to the guillotine. All these conflicting thoughts raged through Marguerite's brain, while, with a smile on her lips, she glided through the graceful mazes of the minuet. She noted, with that acute sense of hers, that she had succeeded in completely allaying Sir Andrew's fears. Her self-control had been absolutely perfect. She was a finer actress at this moment, and throughout the whole of this minuet, than she had ever been upon the boards of the Comédie Française. But then, a beloved brother's life had not depended upon her histrionic powers. She was too clever to overdo her part, and made no further allusions to the supposed billet doux, which had caused Sir Andrew Ffoulkes such an agonizing 5 minutes. She watched his anxiety melting away under her sunny smile, and soon perceived that, whatever doubt may have crossed his mind at the moment, she had, by the time the last bars of the minuet had been played, succeeded in completely dispelling it. He never realized in what a fever of excitement she was, what effort it cost her to keep up a constant ripple of banal conversation. When the minuet was over, she asked Sir Andrew to take her into the next room. I have promised to go down to supper with His Royal Highness, she said. But before we part, tell me, am I forgiven? Forgiven? Yes, confess, I gave you a fright just now. But remember, I am not an Englishwoman, and I do not look upon the exchange of billets doux as a crime. And I vow I'll not tell my little Suzanne. But now tell me, shall I welcome you at my water party on Wednesday? I am not sure, Lady Blakeney, he replied evasively. I may have to leave London tomorrow. I would not do that if I were you, she said earnestly. Then, seeing the anxious look once more reappearing in his eyes, she added gaily, No one can throw a ball better than you can, Sir Andrew. We should so miss you on the bowling green. He had led her across the room to one beyond, where already His Royal Highness was waiting for the beautiful Lady Blakeney. Madame, supper awaits us, said the prince, offering his arm to Marguerite, and I am full of hope. The goddess Fortune has frowned so persistently on me at hazard, that I look with confidence for the smiles of the goddess of beauty. Your Highness has been unfortunate at the card tables, asked Marguerite, as she took the prince's arm. Ay, most unfortunate. Blakeney, not content with being the richest among my father's subjects, has also the most outrageous luck. By the way, where is that inimitable wit? I vow, madam, that this life would be but a dreary desert without your smiles and his sallies. That was a really short chapter, you guys. I'm tempted to read another one too. That was it. Chapter 13. Super, super short. Short. I see that Sparrowhawk has been enlisting Perdicis for his army of streamers. How's everyone doing? Life sure is weird, right? You'll know about the 3-week thing, right? Because we're kind of in 3 weeks now. The 3rd week is the hardest week of being in social isolation. So if you're having a rough week, that's probably why. Be nice to yourself and each other, okay? And yeah, just don't be surprised if everything goes tits up. It's not even 1:30 and I've read my chapter and jabbered away to you already. I kind of feel like I should read another one because that was a really short chapter. Does anyone have any thoughts on this matter? Should we read another chapter? Yes or no? Nobody's actually listening to me. They're just talking to each other with me muted. Play a game. I only play one game on the computer and it's a really silly Facebook game. So I wouldn't even know where to start. The last time I tried to play a game on Twitch, it was an unmitigated failure because I couldn't even get the controls to work properly. Besides, I have a whole thing, like, you can make me play a game, we just need enough, like, patrons on my Patreon and so on. There's definitely there's a graph somewhere on the internet of how far away we are from my communities making me play a game on Twitch. And even getting to choose the game, which would be terrifying. because, yeah. I mean, you can watch me play Hedgies if you want, but it's a bit silly. And I would also have to figure out how to make all this, like, change. What game would you like to watch me play, Predicious? RimWorld. I wouldn't even know where to start with RimWorld. I've never played it before. I've kind of watched Adam play it, and that's it. Like, wouldn't have a clue. I'd probably just die. It would probably be amusing, though. There was a lot of talk of trying to make me play some sort of terrifying horror game when the thing happened, but then we never hit any of the targets, so I never had to actually follow through. At least not yet. Stonehearth. Cute little colony management game with super cute blocky people. See, that sounds kind of up my alley. Because I like games. I don't like games where I have to fight. I like games where I can just, like, build a pretty garden, hang out with my friends, collect some cute animals. Like, those are the games I like. You get loads of those phone games that are like, you collect cute animals, and then when you got to play them, they would try and make you use the animals for gladiators. And I'm like, I do not want to fight with my animals. I just want to collect them and put them in nice habitats. That's what I want to do. So those kind of games are my jam. But, yeah. I'm not great at fighting games. I'm like, why can't we all get along? I loved Glitch. I don't know if anyone who is watching this was familiar with Glitch. It was like a flash game, like 10 years ago, maybe? No, I think I was playing it when the kid was like 1, so 9 years ago. Anyway, it was a little flash game, and it was just the most delightful thing. It was made by the same people who made Slack. And it was a delightful game. There was no fighting. You just, like, wandered around collecting stuff and trying to, like, build things. And there were, like, inventions you could invent. And there was, like, a robot helper who would try to help you invent things to a greater or lesser degree of success. And there were very grumpy butterflies. And it was a complete delight. And it still makes me sad that it doesn't exist anymore. Impossible Creatures. Real-time strategy game like Age of Empires that involves splicing animals together. I mean, see, I don't even know about that so much. Although, I suppose it could be quite fun. But, oh yeah, that'd be fun. But not fighting ones. Nothing has ever quite come close to it. Every now and then I find something that reminds me of Glitch a little bit, but nothing is quite as delightful. It was a delightful game. It was very cooperative. You got rewarded for helping your friends, and, like, you could leave little presents at each other's houses, and it was cool. Oh yeah, nah, lost me. Nope. I'm just like, just let me. I would just build the animals and then put them in a habitat and then never fight with them, and then I would get nowhere in the game because I'm sure you have to fight in order to get, like, gain currency or different animals or whatever. And I'd be like, nope, I just want to, like, make a little virtual zoo. Build gardens, grow flowers. As in life, so too in games. That is what I want. That and puzzle games. I like puzzle games. I just, like, you know, I don't know that it's wholesome, really. I just have no real interest in it. Like, I'm just not interested in fighty. The world is hard enough, man. I don't want my entertainment to also be like that. I want my entertainment to be, like, sweet and lovely. I don't, like, if your jam is Escape from Tarkov and you really like going and blowing shit up, then cool, that's jam. Like, I don't judge. It's just not mine. I don't think it's really got anything to do with being wholesome. I have my faults, my dear. They're just not violent ones. I'm not a very violent person. Unless you threaten my kid, in which case I will rip your head off. With a fish. I don't know how that works, but I will find a way to make it work. That makes one of us. What does mean what? Oh, who's not violent? Sorry, I understand now. One of us who's not violent. Yeah, well. I can be very sarcastic. I can be quite mean and like sarcastic and super cutting if someone pisses me off. But it also takes quite a lot. Like, I'm not easily, I don't know. I'm not easily pissed off in person. Like, I get angry about the state of the world and things like that. But Knights of Pen and Paper. What is Knights of Pen and Paper? Do you have to, like, be sarcastic at each other? I'm quite good at that. I once got into an argument with a religious person about probably gay rights, something like that. And they were pulling all the, oh, we are missing the donation bar. Oh well. It's a game of a D&D game. Okay. As in you're playing a D&D game? Yeah, I know we do. But we knew that was going to happen. Like, it'll probably change a bit before we actually settle on something that works. I quite like this thing, but I'll have a look later. When I'm not, streaming. I lost my train of thought. Wow, completely. It's like 100% gone. What was I talking about? Game of D&D. It was before that. I was talking about, the Christian, yes. So he was doing a whole, like, fire and brimstone kind of take on the whole shebang, and sinners go to hell, blah blah. And I told him that he should try finishing the book, and he was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "Well, that book that you guys put so much stake in, the first half is quite violent and awful, but about halfway through they introduce a new character and it changes quite considerably and it becomes like a much more friendly thing, and you should try finishing it because the second half is definitely the better half." And he got real fucking upset with me. I was quite amused by myself though. By that stage we reached the point where I knew I wasn't going to change his mind, so I was just being a dick really. But I try to do it with style. And I don't approve of bigotry. So yeah. It's such a weird worldview. Like, I feel like it can't be, it's got to be quite toxic to live with all of that in your brain. Like, that need for everybody to be punished. I feel like it would be extremely hard on the soul to constantly feel that way about everybody and feel the need to be judging everybody's actions all the time. Like, who has the time and energy for that shit? I sure as hell don't. I'm like, just don't hurt people. It's not hard. Do whatever you want. Just don't hurt people. I feel like it shouldn't be any harder than that, but apparently it is. Just the amount, like, I don't understand people who feel the need to, I don't know. I don't get it. But I don't even get schadenfreude for it. You know that thing where people watch fail videos, where people, like, fall off ski slopes and crash into trees and hurt themselves while skateboarding and all that kind of crap. I can't watch it. Like, I don't find it funny to watch people get hurt. I just don't. I'm just like, ow, that must be sore. No, I feel bad for you. Did you go find the graph? I think probably the easiest one to achieve at the moment is the is probably the Ko-fi one. And I actually haven't updated it in a while, so that one would probably be fairly close now. I should go and have a look. I haven't updated those graphs in a while because people stopped paying attention to them, so I kind of stopped updating them. But because the Ko-fi one is actually cumulative, like the Patreon ones go up and down depending on how many patrons there are, but the Ko-fi is cumulative, so it doesn't matter how, it never goes down again, basically is what I'm trying to say. So I should update it and see where we're at, because we're probably pretty close. I think so. Oh, let me go and have a look. Hang on. Let's go see. I'll have a look. Jax is not a gamer. Yeah, so the 500 Ko-fis received, which is on 452, that was a while ago. And I think there have been some since then, so that'll be higher. And that's not, that just keeps going up because that's a once-off thing. So it's not like the patrons go up and down. Which one were you looking at? Which one were you even looking at? None of them are 272 away. Are you looking here? Let me drop a link. This is the one look. Wolfenute Mom. Oh, yeah, it's less. Well, yeah, but see, now that's the Patreon, and I think it's actually gone down since then. Because I haven't been giving it the attention it deserves. So that's not just 270 whatever. That's like that every month. But I should probably update the graph, I guess. I'll update the graph for you. That Ko-fi one is probably really fucking close, actually, and we can probably push it over quite easily. Because that's less than 48 coffees, and it's been a while. I wonder if there's just a nice little, let's see.
Missed anything interesting?
Kurdish is trying to get me to play games on Twitch. Look, it's an Adam.
I moved over here, so I'm not in camera, and I'm still in camera. Because we moved the camera.
Yep.
Oh, well, you can hear me too. Hey, yep. Delicious.
I'm trying to figure out how many. Oh, shit.
What?
The goal is 500 on my graph. I guess I have to play a game. Oh my gosh, it's an Adam. It says, yeah. Yeah, so I've actually received 525. Yep. So I guess I have to play a game on Twitch. Shit, that just went right past me. I didn't even, because I stopped paying attention to it. Oh dear.
We'll line it up for Saturday.
Oh shit. Oh, okay. I'll put a poll out or something on the internet and see what we. He's so excited.
I mean, we could drop her straight in it and do Escape from Tarkov.
Oh Jesus! I'll be dead in like 2 minutes. Like it would be ridiculous. It would just be, and I would just sit here and be like, "Why are you shooting me? I did nothing to you. I'm sorry. Either that, or I'll find a deep well of violence, and it will come.
That would be so good.
All right, so apparently I'll be playing a game on Twitch sometime soonish, maybe even this weekend.
I wonder how much Alien Isolation is.
Oh Jesus! No, we're not buying anything. I'm playing a game we have, or something free or close to free.
I have a pretty extensive Steam library, so.
Crystal found her deep well of violence. I might have a deep well of violence.
It would surprise me not.
It totally could go that way. He just said he'll buy it. Dude.
Nah, we're good, Prodigious. If you really do want to help out, drop a donation for a stream stream gear update.
That's what we really need, is decent camera mic business.
But if you don't
feel like
don't worry about it, man.
You give us loads of time and support, and that is worth more than anything. Oh God. Look what you've done. Now I'm going to have to keep my word. Yeah, it's all good.
Just coming and hanging out with us is enough, man. Don't worry about it.
Big time. Oh. So the chapter that I read was really short. It was like 2 pages long.
Oh, yeah, well.
So I think we were just talking crap. Game. I'll put a poll together before my afternoon nap today. All right. You okay?
Yep.
He's just standing here looking at me, brandishing scissors at my general direction. I think they were just on the table and he was playing with them. What? Now he's making a face at me.
Brandish a banana.
You're supposed to eat the other ones.
Now they're making.
Okay.
Maybe. I don't know. Could just be the same.
He told me the other day that he likes the really ripe bananas, and I like really green bananas, and now he's trying to eat the greener bananas.
Welcome to our life. Check your sanity at the door.
It's a bit like that. All right, I'm just talking shit. I'm gonna go away because we're just. Oh my God. I guess I'll be gaming on Saturday. Game to be confirmed at a later point. Oh my God. I don't know how I feel about this. Anyway. And yeah. So, have an awesome afternoon. Be safe. Be awesome. I love you.